Hello everybody, before we get started with today's video, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched the first video. I know there was some like audio issues, blah blah blah. I hope to get everything fixed before as we progress throughout this mini-series. Also, I did end up switching from the classic mod pack and I am now using some simply vanilla mod pack, as I feel like I'd get a little bored of just pure vanilla Minecraft. So to keep my motivation going, I decided to make this switch, and I have a better looking Minecraft now. Also, I don't know why in the last episode my skin has not been changing in the replay mod, but hopefully it'll fix itself over time. But yeah, thanks for watching and always supporting me. I hope you guys enjoy. Also, yeah, thank you to these two people for commenting on the last video. And yeah, well, we'll be going into detail on these topics. Hello everybody, and welcome to Minecraft Rants, episode 2. The topics which we'll be discussing today is change and dedication. I'll try to go into depth about both these topics to the best of my ability, but honestly, I'll just be talking about my experiences more. Change. I used to be so afraid of change, because change was a surprise. I never knew what was to come. I was never prepared for change. Change meant my ability to feel free and to feel comfortable would be stripped away from me, and that never sat right with me. Change is scary. You never know what to expect. It could always lead to good, but it can always lead to bad too. But as time goes on, I don't fear change anymore. What I see change as is a chance to develop as a person, to grow, to expand, to be new, to be reborn. I know it's hard to accept change at times, but honestly, well, all the changes that's occurred in my life, I don't have any regrets. Because each change that occurred led to something greater and led to the person that I am today. But if you're to ask old me how change had affected me, I'd probably be scared and stuck in a box. All of elementary school, I had felt contained within this box. I never really wanted to leave my bubble. At first I did in my very first school. I was actually a very social guy back then. But when I had moved to a completely new area, away from the place that I'd grown up in, that change completely reformed who I was as a person. I was scared. I was scared to venture out. I was nervous. I didn't want to learn new things. I didn't want to learn new people. I was scared of the fact that I was uncomfortable. But as time went on, the world forced me to change. As time does not stop for anyone. That's such an important thing to remember. Time does not stop for anyone. Time is always moving. It is in a constant loop and will never stop for anyone. That's why you must treasure time with everything you have. It is one of the few things in life that you can't get back. So don't waste it. If the universe decides that it's your time to change, let it happen. Back then, there wasn't really as much pressure compared to now. as not much was expected from you back then. But as I entered the awkward COVID stage and my transition into high school, that change really did start to affect me mentally, and it did take a while to get used to. The change to COVID was, honestly, that was a really good change for me. I had left my bubble again. I'd pursued my dream of content creation, and I was honestly really happy with where I was in life. I'd finally gained my confidence once more. I was satisfied with who I was as a person, and I thought I had found out who I was. But once I started to transition into high school, I knew I was very wrong, and it was only the beginning now. The first few weeks of high school, that was a struggle. That change really, that was a hard change. I had my small group of friends, but we didn't have any classes together. So I was basically thrown into a pit, forced to make new friends. Leaving my comfort zone was really hard, as it was a year since I really had like proper social interactions with people. So being put into a pit and needing to regain those skills of socializing once more was a really hard change. But I feel like it was good that I was scared of change back then, as it really did impact the development I would have later on. I used to be scared of change. Change would force me to be out of my comfort zone, but now change allows for new beginnings and a new me. Exploring who I am as a person and exploring others allows for my world to grow, and I don't think I'd want it any other way. I'm glad I'm out of that awkward social stage, but none of that would have happened if the change never happened. If I was stuck in my comfort zone, I would be stuck as a quiet kid. A kid who was scared to follow his dreams. A kid who was scared to pursue anything. If that sudden change didn't happen back in grade 10 to me, or the sudden urge of motivation and the sudden urge to learn who I was as a person didn't come, I don't think I'd be proud of who I am right now. As I now enter this new era of my life, change is no longer a fear, but it is seen as an opportunity towards me. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to cry. But I'm ready to grow as a person. There will be hardships, for sure, but I've come to peace with that. I've come to terms with that, and I'm ready to face any battle that is thrown towards me. I'm ready to grow as this new stage approaches. I no longer have a reason to be afraid of change, but only ready to battle it. As I stay on the topic of change, I like to think back to when I was young sometimes, going down a hole of nostalgia. And I really do like to think about the times I've had with video games. They've helped me out so much, helping me escape the real world, allowing me to just relax and be someone that I could be proud of in this alternate world. My love for games will never die, but the time I have just doesn't allow me to spend as much time on these games as I did back then. But I'm so grateful for the impact they've had on me. Specifically Minecraft. Honestly, while making this video, I do get a little teary listening to that nostalgic soundtrack of how easy life was before the change. How relaxed I was. There was no fear. There was no fear of growing up. Honestly, the only thing back then was going to elementary school and coming back home to play some games or watch some games. We wanted to grow up so bad back then. But now all we can do is reminisce about the past. We didn't treasure our time enough back then. But what can one do besides moving forward? I'm glad for the impact. I'm glad for everything it's gotten me through. I'm so grateful for it always being there whenever I was down. The final topic for this episode will be dedication. One of the comments had requested I give advice with how to study. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I myself don't even have an answer for that. But I can give some tips. Which leads us to the topic of dedication. Do not wait for motivation to suddenly strike you. Do not wait for that perfect timing. The perfect timing is now. Do not sit around and be lazy, as laziness is the killer of dreams. Get up, head to your computer or book, study with intention, study with a reason, study with the idea of growing. Don't study just because you have to. This can be applied to anything in your life. Do not go towards these problems just because you have to. Go at these problems with intent and reason and an execution. Every battle is rough. That's why you must take your time. Good things don't come instantly. Good things come when you nurture it and give it all your time. Climb one step at a time. Don't run up the steps. Take it slow day by day. Learn something new about yourself or the subject you're learning or what the goal you're thriving towards. Take it slow and build good habits. Dedicate your time into improving these skills. Keep that dedication growing, as dedication is the only way to reach success and the only way to reach your dreams. If you can't dedicate yourself to something, how do you even plan on reaching it? Motivation is a great source of fuel, but that fuel doesn't last. What you need is discipline and dedication. Develop good habits and build on them. Take it slowly. Do not rush the race. Go at your own pace and keep it consistent. Do not miss any day, no matter the reason. Keep it consistent. That is what helped me out the most. As every day, even if it was a little thing, I knew I was growing and I was one step closer to reaching my goals. Even if it was the tiniest thing, that was still development to my character. That was still development to my story. That still gave me that extra step towards the end goal. Think about how it'll impact you. With patience, you will reap the rewards you deserve. I'll end this off with one of my favorite lines to say. If you know me personally, I think I've probably said this to like half of you. Time is priceless. It is one of the most precious things us humans have. So don't waste it. Give this lifetime all you have, as it's our only one. It's all our first time living. So help each other out, grow together, and find more about each other. Spread love and peace. And slowly we can create a better world. Be ready for change, and be ready to dedicate your life towards better things. Great things are coming. Are you ready to fight this battle? Thank you everybody for watching Minecraft Rants episode 2. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you, and you are the reason I keep going. I'd like to end it off by adding our first person to the love garden. Yeah, Mr. Blue. Oh, that was terrible. Mr. Blue Sky 9053. Thank you for commenting a suggestion for this video. I appreciate it. If you'd like a chance to be added to the lovely garden, leave a comment down below, whether it be a suggestion, a topic, anything at all. Hope you guys have a lovely day. Goodbye. See you next episode.